Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today we're going to talk about Bitcoin and the aftermath of the death cross. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Let's go ahead and jump in. So as we know, the death cross is just the cross of the 50-day SMA and the 200-day SMA. And while they can infer or imply momentum shifts in the market, we also know that to some degree they are lagging indicators. Since we had the death cross, which was about a couple weeks ago, when we had it, the price was around $35,000. And again, today, the price is around $35,000. So nothing immediate has happened in the aftermath of the death cross. But it does beg the question, well, we know that the death cross is the 50-day going below the 200-day. And when you look at this, I think the obvious implication is, well, where is the 50-day SMA at? Because in order for us to ever have a potential golden cross, which is the opposite, right? You would want to see the 50-day start to go back up. But right now, the 200-day SMA is still moving up and the 50-day SMA is still moving down. So right now, they're actually just getting further and further apart. I know there were some that speculated that they wouldn't cross or they would only, they would barely touch. But you can see that they're getting further and further apart. And right now, they're about $7,000 apart. Okay, so the 50-day SMA, which we're currently below, is at $36,846. And the 200-day SMA is at $44,019. So it's about $7,000, maybe like a $7,100 gap, $7,150 gap in between the 50-day SMA and the 200-day SMA. And so in order for us to ever have a golden cross, we need the 50-day SMA to start moving back up, okay? Now, we can't start really moving back up if we're continuing to just put in lower prices below the 50-day SMA. So again, right now the 50-day SMA is just below $37,000. We're still just below $35,000. So if we're unable to, put in prices above the 50-day SMA, then we can't expect the 50-day SMA to start trending back up in the immediate short term. So if you want to see a golden cross, which is the opposite, with the 50 days going above the 200-day, then what you want to see is we need to get back above the 50-day simple moving average, which again is about $2,000 higher than the current prices. But also, you're going to need the 200-day SMA to maybe not run away from us so much because it's still continuing to increase day over day. You can see that it's been continuing to increase. And the reason, again, if you go back, say 200 days for the price of Bitcoin, I mean, we're still replacing prices from over here that were at 20K with $35,000. So it makes sense that the 200-day SMA is continuing to move up. Whereas if you look at, say, like the 50-day SMA, you're just looking at the last 50 days, we're replacing, $50,000 with $35,000. So therefore it makes sense that the 50-day SMA is continuing to move down. Obviously, this is not an exact science. We're just sort of hand-waving this calculation. But I just wanted to give you an idea of sort of what to expect there. Because eventually we will have a golden cross. And, there's going to be a lot of caveats to how important that is. Interestingly, our corridor has been holding up relatively well so far. I mean, I just made this indicator a few months ago. When prices were up here. We'll see how well it holds. Note that it can go down, like the corridor can come back down depending on what the price action does. Because like if you look at prior moves, we've seen where it has come down before as well. But so far, it is actually continuing to hold as support for the time being. At the end of the day, everyone knows the major milestone that we want to see happen is for us to get back above our bull market support band. And remember, the 20-week SMA is still at $48,000, okay? So we have a long way to go before we can have any hopes of resuming any type of major bullishness in the market. I mean, I believe it'll come at some point. I just don't think it's going to be, next week or the week after. I think it's going to take a lot longer than that. And we're continuing to play in the sandbox down here. It looks like we're in like our 7th week of playing in the sandbox below the 20-week SMA. Anyways, I just want to give you guys an update. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up. Remember to check out the premium list on intothecryptoverse.com. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Bye.